Okay. Um, I just wanted to say, like, I saw on a comment that I had to grow up and stop thinking that people could be all having dignified lives, that people had to earn what they had in the world. They had to earn it. Nobody can just exist and deserve things. And I personally think that is wrong. I think everyone, just because it's alive, needs things, deserves things. Everyone, because it's alive, deserves love and deserves respect and deserves a dignity, a dignified life. It deserves justice, of course. So, of course, people deserve that. I'm not saying that we have to be totally lazy and don't earn anything in life, not do anything. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that everyone should have the opportunities. People usually talk that people have to earn things, like talking that others are scums, that they are undeserving. Like if they didn't, like if they had the choice to not do things. But the problem is that it's not always like that. Actually, for a big part of the world, it's not like that. For a lot of people, it's not like that. They can't choose. They are oppressed with certain inequalities of our society. We all experience this kind of things. Just that for other people it's worse. And just because I don't live it, because other people don't live it, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because we can't imagine it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I don't know where this absurd idea that if we can't imagine things, they don't exist, um, came from. Like when it became so popular, because it certainly became popular for some way. People think when someone has a problem, like a beaten woman, they just say, just get out of the relationship. And they don't take in consideration the possible the, the reality of the person and the fear of the person. For example, this woman could have no job. How would she support their children? um, the man could have menaced menaced this woman of killing their children, killing her. She will be terrified. And beyond the fact that she's terrified, that is a human weakness to be like that, how will she do then? Then a lot of people probably would say, oh, go to the government, go to your family. But what if there wasn't any government help? Because in a lot of cases there is really not. What if she didn't have family near? Like, we tend to think that things can't be because they didn't happen to us, because we can't imagine, because we can't picture it. And that makes us very unsensitive to other human beings' problems. I won't talk of animals. So then I, like me, I think of those peoples, of those inequalities, and I imagine and I live some, of course. So I completely disagree with that thing that people have to earn a decent living, that they have to earn dignity to be in the world, that not everyone deserves a happy and nice life, because I disagree with that with that idea that people have people have to suffer to get a nice life. I think everyone should have a nice life. So everyone deserves it. And of course, this idea is very naive, but I just said on a comment on YouTube that, and the person just said that it was a childish idea and that people had to, the only free thing was air, that people had to earn things. This kind of idea is what makes people live like that. There is a limit, and I actually think religion is very into this, because religion always has this idea that you have to suffer, that the world is like it is because you have to suffer to earn some sort of retribution from God, the afterlife, the martyr idea seducing us, and it doesn't, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, and I think it's a sick idea and a strategy, and the people that do live very nice, because they do exist, because just because normal people can't imagine that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They are filthy rich people. Let's remember them. They do live like that, and the people that oppress others, for example, through the government, through a big factory that employs people for exploiting them. They do live nicely, so they really do not suffer like we assume everyone does. Um, Therefore, I don't understand why people would support this idea of the pyramid, of the weak dying, the stronger surviving, because we can always be, we usually are not on the top of the pyramid. We should at least see it on that way. So I think it's completely ridiculous and obscene that this person said that on that comment. It's obscene that he thinks still on the weak and that the stronger survives. You can always be the weak. You will be the weak some moment. You will. I don't see what's the gain on that.